Hello YouTubers. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you are well and feeling fantastic. I'm trying to stay on top of my chores, so I will be folding some clothes while recording, just so you know what I'm doing down here, looking down. I just wanted to make this video because this has really become kind of a therapy for me. I'm not necessarily talking just to myself in these videos, so it feels very therapeutic to get it out. So thank you guys so much for listening. You know, really from the bottom of my heart, all my followers, thank you guys so much for following me. It really means a lot to feel heard. It's very therapeutic for me to feel heard, and it's really helping me, so thank you so much. The title of this video, you should pretty much get an idea of what I will be talking about. My cryptic baby should be 10 months old now. If I had been actually pregnant during my phantom/cryptic pregnancy experience, and the reason why I slash it to cryptic pregnancy experience as well as phantom, because at the time I thought I was experiencing cryptic pregnancy. I didn't realize it was a phantom pregnancy until much later. I was like, oh. So, and I should probably make a video about that, how I came to realize that I experienced a phantom pregnancy full on. It didn't happen like as soon as I saw the negative ultrasound. It was an acceptance. Anyways, when I thought I was pregnant, when I thought I got pregnant with my third child last year, I signed up, like I did for both my other pregnancies. I signed up for emails to remind me how many weeks I was during my pregnancy, and then to remind me after the baby was born how old the baby was. And when I found out that I was not pregnant, I did try to stop those emails several times, and they still come to me. So this is how I know that my baby, that my cryptic/phantom baby should be 10 months old. And this is something I get every week to remind me that I experienced a phantom pregnancy. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong in order to get out of these emails, but this isn't the first time. I've tried to stop emails coming to me on a regular basis that I no longer want to see, and they continue to come even after you like go through the whole process of like trying to stop them. So anyways, how I feel about that comes with very mixed feelings, because I don't often get to sit down and think about how I feel when it comes to that. My son is pushing a truck. Thank you. Yes. So, one second. So like I was saying, I don't often get to concentrate on these feelings too often, because I have two young sons that I love dearly, and all my attention goes to them, their needs throughout the day. I am a stay-at-home mother full-time, so my entire world revolves around raising them. And so they keep it very interesting. And so when I do find a very small window of time to concentrate on how I feel about getting these emails and this reminder, and how I feel about because it is a process. You know, for 5 months I connected and prayed for the safety of this baby that was not existent in my stomach or in my uterus. And sorry, there's a fly. So there's almost feelings of loss there. They're not, you know, like super, super heavy, because, you know, deep down inside I know that it wasn't a real baby. At the time I didn't know that. When I was making these, you know, this effort to connect and grow and try to make all the right decisions as a pregnant mother with my third child. At that time, in my mindset, I was, you know, trying to make all the right choices, trying to be healthy. And, you know, let me go check on them. Okay. I don't remember where I left off. Like I said, I am distracted by them when it comes to this. So, you know, I guess that is a blessing in its own way. But, you know, I think majority of the time I just feel confused by the whole situation, and I try to figure it out. And because it was a very confusing time for me, it's, you know, and then afterwards, it's not like it just immediately all of a sudden made sense because I found out I wasn't pregnant. It didn't all of a sudden make sense because I found out I wasn't pregnant. I had to figure all of that out all by myself. I didn't really have anybody to ask. I didn't have anybody who really knew, because everybody has their own things. So you know, nobody really even... One second. Okay, I figured that out. I had nobody really to ask who I knew had dealt with a phantom pregnancy, and I was, you know, immediately after, I was with the first 6 to 8 weeks after I found out I wasn't pregnant was when I was the most embarrassed, and I wasn't going to tell, and I didn't want to tell anybody about it. I, you know, contemplated lying about it, and then realized I couldn't do that because I'm not a good liar. There's no way I could keep that up. I would feel horrible. And so I decided I had to just tell the truth, and I had to just get over feeling ashamed and embarrassed, and just deal with it, because I had put these videos out that I thought I was pregnant, and I had made all these contacts with all these women, and so I wanted to be truthful with them. I wanted to tell them, hey, I was not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I wasn't pregnant. And so in that those first emotions were pretty intense to deal with. Sorry, my son was playing. And so I had nobody really to ask, like, hey, you know, how did you deal with your phantom pregnancy? Because I didn't know anybody who ever dealt with a phantom pregnancy. And my doctor knew that I thought I was pregnant, but didn't even suggest counseling or a therapist or anything like that. So she basically didn't care. So I really had nothing but myself to figure it out. And so I did that. I did my best to research anything and every idea I could think of to research as a nurse, I started getting into holistic medicine. I started learning about herbs and, you know, nutrition, and that's where, you know, I started getting all kinds of ideas to research in order to help heal my body from my phantom pregnancy symptoms, slash, you know, it was really just a combination of a lot of things that contributed to my phantom pregnancy symptoms on a daily basis, persistently, that got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, it's not, you know, it wasn't like, oh, you know, a symptom here, a symptom there every couple of days. My symptoms were every single day, day in and day out. The pain was all the time. And so I've really, you know, now that I feel so much better, it's easy to forget how I used to feel during my phantom pregnancy experience. And I really have to really take the time to put myself back there, because one, it wasn't a very fun experience, and I could easily just like block that out, like that never happened. It was only 5 months. Like I said, it was the symptoms were every single day and they were painful. And so there's other things in my life that I've easily blocked out, and they have been longer periods of times. There's whole relationships that I've blocked out. So I could easily block out this phantom pregnancy experience. I choose not to, because so many women are experiencing this, and I want them to know that they are not alone, and they don't have to just assume that they are pregnant. There are so many things that they can try to help relieve themselves of these symptoms and show them that, oh, maybe I'm not pregnant. Maybe I don't have to have the burden of a cryptic pregnancy. I don't have to have the burden of a 2 to 5 or even 7 year pregnancy. I don't have to have the burden of people not talking to me because I think that I'm pregnant for years. I don't have to have the burden of trying to prepare for a safe home delivery without the assistance of any doctors. I don't have to take on the burden of doctors never believing me. I don't have to take on the burden of doctors thinking that I'm crazy. I don't have to take on the burden of everything that comes with a cryptic pregnancy, and they name it in there. And all the websites, they'll tell you, the women will tell you straight up exactly what you're going to deal with. And that's what happens. If you go into a doctor's office and you say that I'm 2 years pregnant, they are going to say, just because that sounds crazy. And I'm not here right now to say whether or not it's possible. That's not my point right now. My point is getting the help you need when you need it. And if you go into a doctor's office and you think you're cryptically pregnant, and you're just going to be honest with the doctor, hey doctor, I think I'm 2 years pregnant, and they're gonna like label you as crazy, I think is completely, that's what's crazy. I don't think a woman thinking that she's 2 years pregnant is crazy. I think putting the label of that's crazy. That's what's crazy. Like, why do we even like help her, try to understand her, try to figure out where her symptoms are really coming from, doctor? Don't just, oh, well, all your tests came out perfect, and send them on their way to just conclude that they're pregnant for years. Really try to help them, but they don't. And there's so many doctors who won't, and there's so many therapists, and this is just from firsthand experience that I've experienced like myself. Like I said, my doctor knew that I thought I was pregnant, and she didn't give me any help. She didn't try to like offer me anything. She just left it up to me. What if I was like suicidal or something and came home and killed myself? She wouldn't even have batted an eye. And she didn't ask me any real questions. She didn't ask me any real questions as a doctor, concerned about me as a mother, thinking that I was pregnant when I wasn't, seeing my face when I came in and asked her, are you sure that you're completely sure that ultrasound was negative? I needed to hear her say it. It had only been like 10 minutes after my ultrasound. I pushed myself into her office and I said that I wasn't going to leave until I was not going to leave until I heard it from her mouth right then and there that I was or was not pregnant. That's pretty desperate. And she just like brushed it off like, meh, you know, crazy woman, crazy mother, crazy hormones. Yeah. And then knowing that I had just had a major surgery, 9 months prior, I had a C-section. Like, for all she knows, I could have been addicted to the painkillers that she prescribed me. I could have. You know how many people, adults, have surgery and then become addicted to the narcotics that are prescribed to them? I couldn't stand those drugs, but that happens to so many people, and that could have easily been what was happening to me, a drug-induced, who knows, there's so many different scenarios, right? But she just let me walk out, pushed myself into her office, acted, pretty desperate and kind of hysterical. I was, you could tell that I was not mentally stable at the time. The day that I found out that I was not in fact pregnant, you could tell that I was not mentally stable. And she just let me walk out. Because I was like, okay, I walked into the hospital mentally stable. I thought I was pregnant. There was no doubt in my mind. I walked out of that ultrasound completely like, what? Yeah. So it was all up to me after that. And if you ask me, I think I've done a pretty good job. Especially the fact that, she knew my history too. Like I could easily be some crazy lunatic. Just like anybody else could easily be. Anybody could be put in a situation where you become so desperate for answers or for anything that you start to act a little bit mentally unstable, or a bit, or crazy. But I don't even like the word crazy anymore. I just don't. It's an annoying word to me. I guess it's just, the stigma behind it, because people use it for so many different reasons. But anyways, this video is getting very, very long. So yeah. I hope you know, if you've experienced a phantom pregnancy, please contact me. I would really love to connect with other women or men or anybody. It doesn't matter. If you've experienced a phantom pregnancy, I would love for you to contact me and share with me. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Seriously, thank you. If you did make it all the way through this video, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week, a great rest of your life if you never watch me again. So be well, be healthy, make good choices, stay blessed. Bye.